Good morning. Welcome back to Kids Life. I am Pastor Justin, and I am really glad that you have decided to join me for a few minutes this morning as we kick off our new series called Road Trip. We're going to be doing our road trip series all throughout the month of October, and it is a look at the 10 Commandments. You see, the Israelites, when we left off, they had just left Egypt. They had left behind being slaves and 400 years of working hard under those mean rules, right? That said you have to work in this way. And so they had to learn new rules to live by as they were becoming people who were no longer slaves, but were free to follow God and not have to be enslaved. So our road trip is all about learning about the rules that God gave to the Israelites as they were on their road toward freedom. Those rules, you might know them as the 10 Commandments. And if you have your Bible, you can find them in Exodus chapter 20. Look at them with mom or dad. That might be fun. But today we're going to start off with the first two of the 10 Commandments. But I want to ask you, what type of road trip do you like? Have you ever been on a really long car ride? If you have, where did you go? Maybe you rode to visit grandparents or some other family members. Maybe you drove to the beach and had lots of fun at the beach. Maybe you drove up to the mountains and got to have fun playing up there. Maybe you've even driven all the way to a theme park like Disneyland or Silverwood and had lots of fun there. It's always fun to go on a long trip knowing where you're going and that you're going to have a good time when you get there. But in order to have a good time when we get there, we also got to try to have a good time getting there. So a good road trip isn't just about where you're going, where you will be at the end of your road trip. It's about having fun all along the way. That's a good reminder of how we can live life. Life isn't just about where we are going to end up someday, but it is about how we get there. And so these rules that God gave to the Israelites, the 10 Commandments, are also rules that can help us as we are on our journey to where our life is going to lead someday. And so it's very important to get ready for this journey, right? To be prepared. What are some things that you have to do before you take a long trip? Well, you have to get packed. You have to know how to get there. You have to know who you're going with and how you're going to get along on the trip. Our friends, Callie and Carl, have a couple of videos to show us how they are getting ready for some trips. So let's go ahead and watch their videos and then we'll come on back and talk a little bit more when they're done.
Just packing my bag. Thanks for tuning in. You came at the perfect time. Perfect time for what? I'm going on a road trip. But I have no idea what to pack. So guess what? I'm gonna pack everything in my room. I forgot my journal. Oh, and my crayons. Do you think I'm packing too much? I don't. You know who else would know what to pack? My friend Allie.
Hey, Kels.
Hey, Allie, what you up to?
Well, I'm getting ready to go out with my parents. How about you?
Me too. I'm going on a road trip with my family, and I have zero idea what to pack.
I know, right? Okay, do you have your suitcase?
My suitcase? Yeah, sure. Actually, I have my clothes, my gummy bears, my fruit snacks, my journal, and my stuffed animals, but I don't have my suitcase.
Well, you kind of need that. What helps me when I get ready to go out on a trip is I make a list, and what's most important I put at the very, very top.
That makes so much sense. What's important should be on the top.
That reminds me of a Bible story I heard at church.
It's time for our Bible story. Long ago, God's people, known as the Israelites, used to live in a place called Egypt, but they were treated very poorly there. So God sent Moses to rescue the Israelites. Once they finally escaped, they had to travel for a very, very long time to a new land God promised them.
Oh, like a road trip?
Yes, in a way. One time during their journey, God met with Moses at the very top of a mountain called Mount Sinai. Wow. There, God told Moses about how God's people should live.
Like rules?
Yep, rules to help them live right. The first rule or commandment God gave Moses was to not have other gods before the one true God.
What does that mean?
It means that God comes first. God should be the most important part of your life.
That's true.
The second commandment God gave was to not worship idols.
What is an idol?
An idol is anything you pay more attention to than you do to God.
Like a toy?
Yeah, can be a toy too.
Why did God make this rule?
You see, sometimes people forgot about God because they couldn't see God. God wanted the people to remember who had rescued them from Egypt and who was with them every day, taking care of them.
That's fabulous. It's so important for us to put what's important as first. I can put God first by praying to God when I wake up every day, or by thanking God first when something good happens. I know it would make God super happy when I do these things.
Exactly. We obey God by putting God first. So, did you get your suitcase yet?
I sure do. I realized I had everything else but the most important part.
Great, so now you have a place to put all your snacks, all your clothes, and your toys.
For sure. I knew you would be the best person to call and ask.
By the way, where are you going?
I'm going to Niagara Falls.
Whoa! I always wanted to go there! Bye, Callie.
Friends, on this road trip, guess who's coming with me? Guess. You! I'm taking my crazy fun, amazing friends on my road trip with me. Catch you next time. I gotta pack quickly and get out of here.
Hey there, you chicken nuggets. It's me, Carl, and welcome to Grow TV.
Welcome to Grow TV. Hosted by Carl, where we have fun with our friends, talk about Jesus, and go over everything the Bible has to offer. Now, once again, welcome to Grow TV.
Well, I have some good news, kids. I'm going on a road trip. That's right. I'm ready to face any challenge that's foolish enough to face me. I will travel across this country, driving hundreds, nay, thousands, nay, millions of miles. I will discover every nook and cranny of this nation. I will study every state and tackle every town. I vow to drive across the US of A, using only what's in my backpack and only what's in my heart. Oh, we're getting a call. TJ!
Carl, my man, what's going on, man?
It's going great, TJ. Things couldn't be going any better. I actually have some good news.
Well, what is it?
Guess.
Nah, I'm not really good at guessing.
Come on, guess.
Okay, you learned how to swim?
No way. I'm a few months away from that.
You found that thing you were looking for? Huh?
My glasses? Nope. Still have no idea where I put them.
Man, I really don't know. What is it?
Well, TJ, I'm going on a road trip.
Whoa, really? Oh, where you going?
All over. I'm going to be driving across the whole country. It's going to be marvelous.
You're gonna be driving.
Sure am. I get everything I need for my road trip. Right here in my backpack.
Really? Everything?
Yep, everything plus some. Want me to go through my packing checklist?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. Sleeping bag, tent, scalpel, band-aids, boots, red boots, water boots, goldfish for a snack, goldfish as a pet, deer antlers, a belt, water balloons, turtle food, oranges, an orange juice making machine, a blender, 30 boxes of cereal, 50 pounds of chicken nuggets, flip-flops, even though I don't like wearing flip-flops, fanny pack, sweaters, more sweaters, a ton of sweaters, a ton of sweaters. And that's it. TJ.
Oh yeah, that's everything, huh? Wow. That's a lot, Carl. Okay.
Yep, that's everything.
So you don't think driving in a car that much won't bother you?
Come again?
You know, being in a car that long, driving all over the country. You think you're going to be okay with that?
Oh no.
What? Carl?
Oh no. I just realized something.
Okay.
I forgot my car keys.
What? Speak up, Carl. I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I don't have my car keys, TJ.
Carl, you don't have a car?
No, TJ, I said my car keys. Man, this is upsetting. How could I forget something that important? This car can't move without car keys.
Well, I think there's a lesson in all of this, Carl.
What?
Do you know what the 10 Commandments are?
The tin can mints. Like Altoids?
No, the 10 Commandments. You see, a long time ago, God was helping Moses lead the Israelite people through a desert and on their way to the Promised Land.
Yeah, after God saved them from Egypt.
Right. Well, God wanted to talk to Moses. So Moses went up on a mountain called Mount Sinai to talk to God.
Wow, that's incredible. What happened when he was up there?
Well, Moses was told 10 commandments. Commandments are like rules, but much, much more important.
Interesting. So what's so important that God had to tell Moses?
Well, like I said, God gave Moses 10 commandments, but the first 2 were very unique.
What were they?
Well, Carl, let me read them for you real quick. The first commandment is, you shall have no other gods before me. And the second commandment is, you shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in the water under the earth.
So essentially the first commandments are, don't put anything before God. And then the second is to worship only God.
You got it, man.
But why did God need to make those into commandments? They seem pretty obvious to me.
You would think so. But the Israelites often forgot about God. But they would often complain about things instead of thanking God for rescuing them from Egypt in the first place.
So God gave them these rules so that they would always remember God, no matter what they were going through?
Yep. But not only remember God, to make God priority, to make him number one. And the best way to do this is to obey God. And we obey God when we put God first.
Huh, holy moly, that sounds like our big idea. Today's big idea is we obey God by putting God first.
That's right, Carl. So we'll say it out loud together on the count of 3. Ready? 1,
2, 3. We obey God by putting God first. Woohoo! Yes. Good job, everyone.
So Carl.
Yeah, TJ?
Just like we should put God first, you should probably put the most important things first when you're planning a trip, right? Like making sure you have a
pair of sunglasses, so if you're having a bad day, you can just throw them on, and then you'll be having a bad night, and the day will almost be over with. The more you know, kids. Oh, hey, found my car keys.
All right, man. Hey, kids, we'll talk to y'all next week. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Road TV.
Okay, wasn't that fun? I want to read to you now out of the Bible, out of Exodus chapter 20, verses 3 and 4 is where we find these first 2 of God's 10 commandments. It says this, you shall have no other gods before me. Only God. God first and only God. And then the second one is, you shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above or in earth below, whether it's in the waters or whether it walks or flies or anything like that. So no idols, no other gods. Don't worship anything else but God. And those are good reminders for how we need to start off our journey of life. Only God, God first, and no other gods. So remember, our big idea that Callie and Carl shared with us is that we obey God by putting God first. So how do we do that? How do we put God first? Well, we can always remember to pray to God when we have trouble, or when we're thankful, when we're happy, when we're sad, when we're scared. All of those are times when we can put God first by talking to God. We can thank God when we're happy. We can ask God for help when we're in trouble or when we're sad. Those are one way that we can put God first. Another way is that we can love, right? Love God, love people. That's the big idea. When we do that, we are putting God first because that's what God said is the most important thing to do, is to love God and love people. So we're being good listeners to God. We're putting God first when we love people, when we're kind, when we share with them, when we say nice things to them. All of those are ways that we can put God first. Another way that we put God first is by worshiping together. Well, you're watching this video now, and maybe you're watching it with family, and maybe your family also watches our big service on Facebook. That's one way to worship. You can sing songs together. You can read your Bible together. You can serve your neighbors together. All of those are wonderful ways to worship God. And that's one way that we put God first. So we obey God by putting God first, because the first two commandments are no other gods and God first, right? Now let's work on our memory verse that reminds us of this. It comes to us from the gospel stories, right? The story of Jesus' life. Jesus had a talk with a friend, and this is what he said in that talk. We find it in Luke 10, verse 27. He says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." And again, that's from Luke 10:27. If you'd like to learn the sign language, here's a quick video that shows all the sign language movements for this month's memory verse.
Luke 10:27. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself.
Okay, all throughout the month of October, we'll be working on that memory verse, and we'll be looking at more of the rules for a road trip of life. So until next time, keep your rooms clean, keep eating your vegetables, and keep pointing to Jesus. Bye, friends.
Uh-huh. Road trip, road trip, road trip. We going on a road trip, road trip, road trip. Uh-huh. I'm packed and I'm ready to go. Where we going, Cali? Hey, where we going, Cali? Going on a road trip, road trip, road trip. Uh-huh. I'm packed and I'm ready to go. Where we going, Cali? Hey, where we going, Cali?
I got my brother on my side and my dad in the front. My mama in the ride and we doing what we want. We sit in first class and yeah, we sit coach. God is on my side, so you know he do the most. 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 4. Sitting in the ride, cruising down the East Coast. Chewing on my snacks, got a long way to go. Got a long way to go.
We going on a road trip, road trip, road trip. I'm packed and I'm ready to go. Okay. Where we going, Cali? Hey, where we going, Cali? Going on a road trip, road trip, road trip. I'm packed and I'm ready to go. Where we going, Cali? Hey, where we going, Cali?
I'm going, where? On a road trip, watching